What happens when a team never gives up hope? A team that constantly believes in their abilities. A team that no matter how many bumps they hit along their track, they keep going, not stopping or slowing down speeds. In fact, a team that builds up speed and momentum game after game, battle after battle. After a 6-4 campaign last year and a heartbreaking loss in Corsica to end their season, the Ithaca College Bombers came into the 2013 season with a theme leading to an ultimate goal: train, a motto brought to the team by senior linebacker Brian Hardenberg. After a summer of fine tune-ups, the Ithaca College train left their station on September 7th to embark on a journey en route to a final destination that they can only dream of. There was no express ticket to the Empire 8 Championship or further. Right from the beginning, this team was a confident one. So the engine got going on that first Saturday in September as the Bombers welcomed Moravian aboard. The Bombers would get on board first with their first score of their season on a completion from Newman to Pruger, a matchup that would be inseparable throughout the season.
Newman takes a snap. It's a play action. Newman looking deep into the end zone for Pruger, and that is caught. Touchdown, Bombers!
Coming into this season, big shoes had to be filled with the loss of graduates Clay Ardoin and Joe Ingrayo. For one senior who had negative 19 rushing yards last season, this was his calling. Ithaca native Rakim Jones stepped into the limelight with 132 rushing yards, a career high for him. In the beginning of the season, people didn't even know how to pronounce his name. However, by the end of the season, we can't forget it. Oh yeah, and for the Bombers?
31-7 is the final score. Ithaca College trounces the Moravian Greyhound.
They would win that game, only to travel 2 weeks later to Union to face the Flying Dutchman.
This defense was as stout as you could possibly ask them to be. They very might well be one of the best defensive teams in D3 football.
Leading the defense was senior captain Jake Santora, who had 14 tackles and a combined sack. Santora was aboard the train, never trying to stop once his incredible performance or emotional motivation.
Fired up, it's time to go. You know, we're ready for Buff State. We owe them one from last year, but we're ready to go. We're fired up. We're trying to take E8s.
The train then went to Buffalo State to take on the Bengals during their homecoming as the Bombers tried to rain on their parade.
Wide receiver Vito Buffoli may have flown under the radar, but flash forward to 2013, and the junior has become a major part of the Ithaca offense.
Major part of the offense? Ha! That would be an understatement in this one.
Newman is back to pass. Great block by Rakim Jones. Buffoli breaks one tackle, and he has an open field. He's at the 10. The 5, touchdown, Bombers!
Vito Buffoli, the Bombers' smallest wide receiver, proved his skill in the largest way possible with that winning TD. The train moved on to Hardwick, the biggest bump in the tracks this season. Both teams came into this game 3-0. At the end of the third, Hardwick led the Bombers 14-3 as no touchdowns came from Phil Newman. So we entered the fourth, and then it all happened.
Newman is back to pass, looking deep, and that one is overthrown to Joel Lynch by about 10 yards over his head.
Newman, who just looks like he's shaking his elbow, something is clearly wrong.
That would be the final throw thrown by senior quarterback Phil Newman. Tom Dempsey, the junior from Massachusetts, would make his first appearance of the year. The Bombers would lose to Hardwick 21-9 in this upset. But looking back, some of the players felt Hardwick's loss came at the right time to wake the team up in the beginning of their voyage. The loss would just mean they would have to work harder as the season progressed. So as the engine ran over a rough part of the tracks, the engine kept going, as the South Hill welcomed the train back home for homecoming and alumni weekend. Most importantly, it was the ultimate test for Dempsey, who would get his first start and would bring the Bombers to a
homecoming victory.
He would be the 10th consecutive IC quarterback to win in his debut. And the wins continued for the Bombers.
5-1, and it looks like they'll have a 2-game winning streak going into their huge matchup with St. John Fisher next week.
They hosted St. John Fisher in October on the month's 26th day without number 26, Rakim Jones. So again, the team being prepared for these kind of situations had to look at someone to fill the running back position. Their options? A junior and freshman.
Gets hit once, crosses the 5, and Evan Skay is in for the touchdown.
Evan Skay was called up from JV that week as he led the rushing unit in his debut with 62 yards and that touchdown. As the offense got going that game, so did the defense. The Bombers forced 4 turnovers. But it would be linebacker Will Carter who in the closing minutes came away with a destined interception that would give the Bombers a W in this upset.
Fenty looking to pass on first down, pressure coming, throws it over the middle, intercepted by Will Carter at the Bombers 25.
That was Carter's third interception of his career, a play that can bring pure joy to a defensive coordinator like Mark McDonough.
The defense right now, you can tell this game has turned into a chess match, and Mark McDonough feels like he has the upper hand. Checkmate.
The Bombers would get comfortable in Ithaca as they prepared for Frostburg State, who came in with the opposite of Ithaca's 6-1 record. The defense was unstoppable as they led up less than 90 yards of total offense and plowing to a shutout victory. With the win over Frostburg State, the Bombers moved into national rankings for the first time since 2009. After pulling off a huge win against St. John Fisher, the Bombers now move to the biggest game of the year.
The Empire 8 stakes are on the line today.
If the Bombers win, they get to go to the postseason as Empire 8 champions.
So this game is oh so important for both teams.
The train with a full head of steam headed down 7 hours to Salisbury. With just under 1 minute to go, Salisbury kicker Zach Osborne lined up 18 yards from the end zone to kick what would be the game-winning field goal. Ithaca's playoff hopes would be gone. Empire 8 title, gone. But then destiny continued to kick in.
His snap is there. The hold is down. His kick is up. And that one will be no good. The field goal is missed wide left.
After that extremely close season-ending scare in regulation for the Bombers, it was time to fire up the engine some more for overtime. No clock. Each team gets possession of the ball from their opponent's 25. So Ithaca lined up.
Jared Kruger makes the catch. Touchdown, Bombers!
What a play by Tom Dempsey. The play action really sold it, and Jared Kruger came wide open.
With the extra point, the Bombers now led 24-17 as Salisbury got the ball back on the drive of the year.
John Barr, keeping it himself, rolling around the right side, dives, reaches out the ball. Touchdown, Salisbury! Zach Osborne is out to kick. Here comes the snap. The hold is down. The kick is up. And this one misses wide left. For the first time since 2008, the Ithaca College Bombers are the Empire 8 champions.
Destiny. Speechless. Unbelievable. The team that has fought so hard all season to claim this spot that they now hold couldn't lose. It was destined for them to hold up the Empire 8 title. So with the 8-1 record posted, the Bombers train would be making an appearance in playoffs. They raced back to the South Hill still running on the momentum and excitement from this incredible win. But they had one more matchup to face before heading into playoffs. The 55th annual Cortaca Jug, a matchup that has been taking place between these two teams since the 30s.
There's Christmas, there's Thanksgiving, and then there's Cortaca Jug.
This team has gone through everything together this season and during their time here on the South Hill. It's more than a football team. It's a family, put together with some of the finest coaches and players in the country both on and off the field. Regardless of their differences, this team drives the train that has been trucking since August, running on the team's motivation, confidence, skill, and destiny. No matter what happens at the end of today, the Bombers are still going to the playoffs next week. And for four captains, including graduate student Will Carter,
it has been a great 4 years. It has been a great 4 years.
It definitely has been a great 4 years.
It has been a great 5 years to be a Bomber.